Welcome friends, I'm so glad you're here to join me today for our progression number 3. What we're using is a mini band and a pillow or a Pilates ball if you have one that's kind of squishy. Rolled up pillow or towel or anything along those lines will work just fine. So today we're going to start on our back, really relax. We're just going to take whatever it is between our hands. As we inhale, we're going to feel that belly rise, pelvic floor soften. As we exhale, we're going to squeeze our hands together nice and firm. Inhale and really soften. Exhale, squeeze. Feel the hands spread apart. The chest muscles activate a little bit with each squeeze. Let's check in with our chest. Make sure we're getting a lot of expansion through the belly, through the ribs, not so much rise through the chest and the shoulders. Good. Squeeze on the exhale. Relax the pressure on the inhale. Soften and release. Check in with our pelvic floor. Make sure we can feel that little lift up and in with each repetition here. We don't need to squeeze super tight with the pelvic floor, but we want to make sure we're getting a nice range of motion. Expansion on the inhale, lift on the exhale. Good. Wrap those abs, squeeze the pillow. That'll help you feel it a little bit deeper. All right, next, fold up the pillow or use your ball and place it between your knees here. This next exercise is a knee squeeze, so make sure we're inhaling and softening, and on the exhale, squeeze those knees together nice and tight. We want to think about sort of zipping the thighs together. Those inner thighs are really active on each exhale here. Good. Inhale and expand, soften that grip on the pillow. Exhale, wrap the abs together as those knees pull in nice and tight. We want to make sure that these inner thighs are really active because of how much an integral role they play with the pelvic floor. Think about zipping up through the inner thighs and through the transverse abdominals with each exhale. Feel that nice link between these muscle groups here. Exhale and squeeze. Inhale and relax. Exhale, pelvic floor lifts to initiate each of those exhales. Good, keep breathing. Keep checking in with the belly and with the ribs. Good. All right, next we're gonna grab our mini band. We're gonna loop it around the knees. You can also do this one without the band, but this will just give us a little bit extra resistance on those outer hips. We're gonna plant the feet nice and flat and drive up through the heels into a bridge with each rep. So exhale, drive through the heels, squeeze your glutes, and then pull the knees apart at the top. Good, drive through the heels with the exhale, pull apart. Awesome. Make sure that we're not feeling this in the lower back. So really making sure that those lower abs are turning on is going to help keep our hips in a nice, safe range. Squeeze those glutes. Nicely done. Good. Exhale, wrap, lift, pull apart. Inhale and soften on this. Good. Exhale, lift, pull apart. Set it down, relax the pelvic floor. Initiate with the pelvic floor here. Squeeze the glutes. Good. You should be feeling that pull apart in the outer glute, on the outside of your hip. Our glutes are such an important group of muscles. We want to make sure that they're really in sync with the core. So exhale, really squeeze, pull apart, making sure it all flows together really well here. Now on this one, we're going to hold up top, squeeze the glutes, and pull apart for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Keep squeezing. 6. Make sure those lower abs are tight. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hold those knees apart. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Keep it tight. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Set it down and relax. Nice work, ladies. Anybody else's booty burning now? All right, so let's flip it over and come to hands and knees. We're really gonna focus on drawing up and in with each breath here. So tuck the toes under, and on our exhale, we're gonna hover the knees just an inch off the floor for 5 seconds. Ready? Exhale, lift that belly up, tuck the toes, hover the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Set it down. Good. Inhale and relax the belly. And make sure we're finding that neutral spine as we lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Set it down. Make sure that that pelvis is staying neutral. Lower abs hugging in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Here we go. 3 more. Keep that tail nice and long. Ready? Exhale, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Set it down. Good. Breathe, expand, soften here. Exhale up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure we're breathing while we're up there. We're tightening those lower abs, but we want to keep breathing. Ready? Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Great job, ladies. All right, we're going to flip it around now. And what I'm going to show you is a little modification first before this exercise. So we're going into half dead bug legs, but if it's too much, try this march right here, okay? Alternating, lifting that knee, drawing it up with the hip flexors. But if you're ready for this half dead bug march, I would recommend pull up your shirt and watch the center of your abs to make sure that you're able to control the inner core with each repetition. Make sure there's no coning or ridging down that midline. So lift up one foot, keep the other foot flat on the ground. We exhale and wrap as we extend that leg down towards the ground. If you want to, reach your hands in the air. Once you're sure that you're able to control that deep core, we exhale and wrap as we extend the leg. And the farther you keep that foot up toward the ceiling, the easier it will be. So find a range that you're really comfortable in. Only stay where you feel nice and solid, comfortable with that breath there. Expand as you bring it up. Exhale on the way down. Feel that nice engagement through those lower abs. Check in with that pelvic floor too. Make sure you're still feeling that expansion and the control with each rep here. Good. Again, make sure the front of that core is really stable. Slow it down if you need. Take breaks between reps if you feel like you might need to reset a little bit. Okay, again, checking with those abs, making sure you're not seeing any signs of that pressure really pushing forward. Good. Exhale and wrap as we extend the leg down. Good. Inhale and soften when we bring it up. Good. Pay attention to the pelvis. Make sure as you're extending the leg down, you're keeping that low back nice and flat on the mat. If you need to pair it with a little bit of a posterior pelvic tilt or a little rock back, just to make sure that that low back is staying nice and protected, feel free to do that as well. If you can find a neutral pelvis and keep it there, that's awesome too. Just make sure we're getting that nice, deep transverse abdominal activation with each of these repetitions. Again, stay in a range where you feel really comfortable and controlled. Good. Very nice, ladies. All right, so now we're gonna work the inner thighs. And what we can do with these is we can prop our leg up onto a couch, or we can use a stability ball. So I'm gonna show you both. So bring it down to the ground on your side. This first one, I'm gonna use the couch, and I'm gonna prop my top leg up on the couch. You can use a chair or a bench. But what we wanna think about is using that upper leg, the inner thigh of the upper leg, as we exhale to lift us up into this side plank position. So exhale, pull yourself up with that inner thigh right there. Good. Make sure that your shoulder and elbow are in a nice stacked line. And you can kind of use that lower leg to assist just as much as you need, but try and take as much of the weight with that upper inner thigh as you can comfortably. Good, remember we're pairing this with each exhale. We want to get that body in a pretty nice straight line there as we lift. Set it down and relax the belly. Exhale and lift. Good, pay attention to where you're feeling this. We want to feel it through the side body and through that inner thigh. Remember how important those inner thighs are for our pelvic health and that pair so well with the lower abdominal strength. So I'm going to flip it around to the other side. I'm just going to show you the ball variation with this one. So get in a comfortable position with that top leg on the ball, bottom leg bent. So same thing, again, we're going to take as much weight as we can with each of these reps through that top leg, through that inner thigh. We want to make sure that arm is stacked, shoulder right over the elbow. We pair this with the exhale. So inhale and relax. Exhale to lift those hips up. Good. Inhale and soften. Exhale, using that inner thigh to be the prime mover here, also through the side body. Relax. Exhale, wrap and lift. Inhale, soften. Make sure that pelvic floor is still the thing initiating that exhale here. And again, use that bottom leg as much as you need to support you to push yourself up. Very nice. Okay, next we're going into frog lifts, and you can do this with your feet on the ball or on the couch, whichever feels better for you. I'm going to put my feet up on the couch here. So the thing with this one is we're swinging our knees wide and we are having the sides of our feet on that couch. And then we're going to lift up the hips. So we're putting our femurs into external rotation as we lift the glutes here. So exhale, squeeze the glutes and lift. We don't need a huge range of motion for this one. We just want to get that nice glute activation with the feet or the legs in external rotation. Again, we want to make sure that we're not feeling this one too much in the lower back. So keep the range of motion just in that comfortable place with the exhale, making sure those lower abs are nice and tight so we can keep that pelvis in a good position here. Again, keeping the elbows off the ground is going to make the glutes work a little bit harder. So keeping the hands either on your hips or in the air is a good solution. Good, and then next we are going to bring it back to quadruped position for the bird dog. Now, most of you are familiar with this one. It's really good for those low back muscles, making sure that they are coordinating with the front of our abdominal muscles. So exhale and think about reaching nice and long. Draw the belly up and in. Squeeze the glutes. Try and keep the ribs nice and level. So don't let the ribs flare up as you reach that hand forward. Think about keeping that spine nice and long and stable. We want to do as little twisting as we can here. So think about having something resting on that lower back. Keeping everything nice and still. Find that length through the body as we reach back, not up. Good, coordinating each reach with that exhale, those lower abs hugging up and in with each one. Good. Reach nice and long, bring it back. Good, switch sides. Again, soften here on the inhale, and then up and in to extend. Soften as we bring it down. Nice tight wrap up and in with the extension. Good. Keep reaching nice and long, squeezing the glute with each rep. Again, try and find that nice balanced position, not much twisting through the shoulders or the pelvis. This balance that we're finding is just going to help keep the core stable and strong. And exhale. Extend. We just want to make sure all of these pieces are firing together, that we're getting this muscle memory in play here. Exhale up and in. Relax as we come down. Pelvic floor lifts as we extend. relaxes as we come down. All right, awesome job today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this Progression 3, and I cannot wait to see you again next time.